First realized it when my wife got hearing aids. Her hearing loss was is much greater than mine. When she didn't have the hearing aids on, I couldn't stay in the room with her with the television on. When she did have the hearing aids on, I couldn't hear the TV. And then our kids would come over and say, "Why do you guys have the TV so loud?" Kind of like I did with my parents. And then I noticed myself at work with my son, when he would make a comment, my first response was, "Huh? What was that? Didn't hear you." Just small things like that. You know, with the times we're going through with COVID, it was good to hear that somebody with her experience and background would come to your home and that she could basically perform everything that she could perform in the office. That was a really good experience. It was a good experience to know that I could get the same kind of hearing aids or quality hearing aids that my wife got for probably half what I would have paid, you know, through an office structure. And that kind of sealed the deal. So everything the follow-up's been good. And she's always available if we have a question. And I had no problem sending her to other friends and family and customer clients. She took all the precautions. We took precautions. Everybody wore masks. We kept our distance. I wouldn't be concerned with it at all. The only reason I would go to the office is if you were interested in paying a whole lot more money for hearing aids. There's a difference between having somebody in your home doing your test versus somebody doing a test on a computer that's hundreds or thousands of miles away. It's not the same. The level of service you get doesn't compare.
When he first experienced, I immediately said, go see Dr. Smith right away. She's amazing. She's helped me through this process. And he wasn't quite convinced at first, but then he understood what I was talking about. When I was having my challenges, I was thinking it was up to everybody else to accommodate me, you know, to speak louder, to make sure they had my attention, or, you know, they were facing me, or they weren't in a different room. But then I realized it was my responsibility to do what I could to correct my challenges. I was thinking, you know, what am I missing? What are you missing out on? Not being able to hear, you know, your grandbaby gurgle or the birds in the trees. So I was like, sometimes my friends would be like, what did you say? And I said, you should try Kelly. Her hearing aid process is simple and easy and effective, and you'll find out what you're missing, like I did. So yeah, I do believe we have a responsibility to let people know that it's out there, and it can be corrected with a little bit of just a little bit of testing and a little bit of work, but it's worth it.
One of the biggest things for me was actually committing to making an appointment to go into a place, and like saying, I can't hear, I've got a hearing problem, I'm going to make that commitment to go. To have somebody come into your home breaks that down, right? It takes that one obstacle away, and that is huge, particularly for somebody who's doesn't consider themselves elderly yet. I would say don't hesitate. And I've sent her to several people, and everybody has been pleased with what they've done with Kelly. There's not been one person who's called me and said, what did you do sending me to this person? And part of what affected me was we've got a grandson that was born deaf, and we found out 2 years ago, right? And went through the process and understood after going through that he's had double cochlear implants, and he's 2 years old now. But we began to understand what hearing loss can do to your brain, how it functions as you get older, how it makes up for hearing and takes away from other things, and that had a very big influence on me. Sherry was already
down
the road with her hearing issues, but it explained a lot to me.
About Kelly, as far as how she runs her exams, it's so thorough. It can be an intimidating process, but she, with her humor and her knowledge and her patience, helps you get through that tedious testing and explains everything along the way so you're comfortable. And once you get your hearing aids, she goes through that process of how to clean them, how to wear them, how to keep them dry. And it's really a great situation to be in if you're trying your hearing aids for the first time.